As you probably know, I really like analog gear, but there's one thing I really hate about it, and that is having to recall and reset all the knobs on the gear. But luckily the thing that we are trying today has a feature that makes that a thing of the past. So let's go check it out. And that thing is the Carnaby Harmonic EQ by Cranborne Audio. As the name says, it is a harmonic EQ, so I assume that it uses saturation to actually create harmonics and EQ in that way. So you've got actually 3 bands with parameters. We will dive into all of that later, but first I want to quickly mess around and see what we can get out of this. So let's grab a vocal. Let's do that, and then I am going to put the Carnaby. Okay, the vocal is mono, so we'll just put a vocal in mono on this side of the Carnaby, and then I will also add the Carnaby HE2 control plugin so we can actually recall it over there. We won't look at that right now. I first want to focus on the unit itself over here and see what it can do sonically, and then we'll get into the entire recall thing. Okay, I'll just put this on loop and then I'll just mess around with the bands, see what we can get out of this unit.
Paradise, and I can hardly get to sleep at night. 'Cause when I close my eyes, I see us together for a whole lifetime. And suddenly forever feels too short to be with somebody who loves me like you do. When I close my eyes, when I close my eyes, I still see you. Oh, I'll see you. When I close my eyes, I still see you. I'll see you. When I close my eyes, I see us together for a whole lifetime. And suddenly forever just feels too short to be with somebody who loves me like you do. When I close my eyes, when I close my eyes, I still see paradise. And I can hardly get to sleep at night. 'Cause when I close my eyes, I see us together for a whole lifetime. And suddenly forever feels too short to be with somebody who loves me like you do. When I close my eyes, when I close my eyes, I still see you.
Okay, that gives us an idea of what the Carnaby can do with these 3 bands on a vocal like the one from Selwyn with the track Suddenly Forever. If you want to see how I mixed this track, I did a mix breakdown on it, so you can check that. I'll put it down below in the description. But for now, let's check the controls over here. So from left to right, you've got an input gain, and maybe it is nice to add that to something like a bass or a kick or something that you would normally add a bit more harmonics to make it a little bit richer and give it extra info in the high mids. And then you've got the in switch, which is a bypass or engage switch for this section of the Carnaby. You've got a low shelf over here ranging from 20 Hz to 420 Hz. And I guess the developers must like Amsterdam a lot. If 420, you know, no? Okay. The mid-range, I guess, is a peak, a bell, and that ranges from 200 Hertz to 6.2 kilohertz. So that's very broad. You can go from low mids to high mids. They all feature a 10 dB up and down, so you can cut it by 10 dB, you can boost it by 10 dB. And normally you would think that with harmonics, you just boost it and then you create harmonics. So I'm really curious. I don't think it adds harmonics when you take it down. I think that is just a regular cut. If that is not the case, I will let you know down below. And then you've got a high shelf again, ranging from 5 kilohertz to 25 kilohertz. So you can actually add some air up there. Then you've got the output. So if you crank up the input or you have to level match what you just did, you can actually take down the output. High cut and a low cut. Apparently you also have an insert in this. So I could, I guess, add the Tegeler cream or Eve 1073s or whatever into the insert. So you have one. It's actually pretty nice. Because then on one set of outputs, I can have the Carnaby and then I can have the cream in there as well. And what I do now is I patch the output of the Carnaby into the cream, and that way I get it in a chain. But then I can never truly bypass the cream if I would want to. With the insert, I can do that. So I can actually bypass the insert and it doesn't even go to the cream. It just does the Carnaby only, so I don't get any other coloration from there, which might be nice. Here in the middle, you've got the power switch, which I am not going to touch because I kind of want to run some more stuff through it. But you also have dual mono setting over here. Then you can put it into stereo linked, and you can do MS. And we'll definitely try that later on some synths or maybe a MIXBUS or something. And I guess that's all the knobs and dials on the Carnaby itself. Then let's try synth bass. Carnaby, the hardware insert, and then Carnaby control. Yes, then we first need to do this. First need to select it. Because if I do not do that, and now I change a bunch of stuff, and I then select it, watch what happens on the hardware unit. It resets. So that is something I need to get used to, because in my workflow I very often just dial things in on the hardware and then I think, oh shit, I need to recall this. So that is something you have to get used to a little bit. Cranborne, if you're watching and you can fix that, that would be amazing. That's nice, bumping up that low end. I wouldn't go this far, but it's nice. Let's see what the mid-range can do for us. I could definitely see something like this work really well on darker 808s, basses, stuff that you don't have all that mid-range energy on and that you might need for it to poke through something like a phone speaker or in a busy mix. Because the way harmonic EQ is different from regular EQ is that with regular EQ you just boost up frequency content that's already there. With harmonic EQ, harmonic saturation actually creates overtones. So based off of the low-end info that this bass has, for example, you're actually creating overtones that create info in the mids that give it its presence. So you're actually creating more info instead of boosting up info that is not there, which is a completely different way of using EQ. Maybe we can add some sub there. Bit higher maybe. Overdoing it a little bit just so you can get more of an idea of how this thing sounds. Sounds pretty cool to me. See what it does on the piano over here. Oh, this is drums. Oh, actually, I want to try some drums. Okay, let's just go crazy. Definitely a very, very interesting tone shaping tool, this Carnaby. Okay, then let's try this thing on a MIXBUS so we can try out the mid-side stuff. Okay, I opened up another project with a full track of a stem master I did. If you want to see the breakdown on that, there's a full stem mastering video that you will be able to find in the links in the description. And in that video, you can see my entire stem mastering process with all my analog gear and everything I've built here. So that's a lot of fun. You should watch that after this video. Let's try the Carnaby on this masterbus. And let's go over this plugin. It is actually not really that different from this. Basically, you have every single setting that you've got over here on the faceplate, you've got inside of this plugin as well. So there's no hidden things anywhere. The only thing extra that you're getting is the presets and everything. And you can actually really easily control it from the plugin. It is super quick. It is connected via USB-C, which is nice now. I've got this 4-unit rack and I can now put these two in that rack and just put them off to the side. I don't even have to put them somewhere where I can actually reach them easily. I can just use the plugin recall things and these will just do what they need to do. What I really like about the Carnaby is that they use stepped controls. You can hear it as well. It sounds like quality and it feels like quality. It really feels like you're doing something. And the LEDs are really good to help you get easy recall and yeah, see what you're doing. Like that. Okay, let's see what the side channel can do for us. Opens it up nicely. Dial it back a little bit. might want to be a little bit more cautious with adding some low-end info on the sides, because that could create a little bit of yeah, messy, not so tight low-end, but we can try. However, here it's nice that it goes up to 420, because now you can actually add some width to the low mids and you're not just restricted to everything below 200 Hertz, for example. So you can actually add some size and width to those low mids, making the track feel bigger and more powerful. I think I said it in the other video as well. The only thing I would have liked, maybe it's just my small hands. You know what they say about people with small hands. But basically, yeah, you need two hands to push both the engage buttons. And it would be nice if they were so close together that you could actually do that with one hand. So yeah, well, details. Okay, so something I would normally use in this case to add some saturation and some mid-side treatment would be the black box mid-side unit. So let's see what we can do with that, and let's see how that compares to this. Now obviously the black box is just plain saturation with a pentode and a triode tube, and the Carnaby is very different in the fact that it is not a tube unit and it is a 3-band harmonic EQ. So it is going to do something different, but this is just an example of what I would normally use, and I want to know which one I like better. So put it in MS, unlink the parameters, and then okay, so let's compare the black box plugin to the hardware Carnaby. I am not disappointed by having the Carnaby on my MIXBUS and on my synths and on my drum bus, even on my vocals. I think this is a really great addition to my setup over here, and I love the fact that it automatically recalls and I can just save the settings in the control plugin over here and even control it from here. And honestly, the setup was so easy. I just plugged it into a spare USB port and it just right away connected with the plugin. Yeah, this is amazing. With these two units, I really have a great masterbus. I'm really glad that I added that to the setup. I hope you liked this video, and I hope I've shown you enough about the Carnaby to let you have a feel of what this thing can do in your situation. And if you want to learn more about recording, mixing, studio stuff, maintenance, all of that stuff, check out the join button down below, because there you will find the virtual internship. And with the virtual internship, you will get access to an exclusive set of mix breakdowns, recording walkthroughs, maintenance at different studios, and much more. As a virtual intern, you'll also be able to join an exclusive WhatsApp group with all of the virtual interns, my team members, and of course myself. So if you ever have any questions, you're running into some stuff, or you just want to nerd out about music and audio, that's where you'll find me, and that is where we can nerd around. So make sure to go check that out. And if you want to help my channel, there are affiliate links down below to many products, and if you click those and you buy something off of Thomann, there will be a small tiny kickback in it for me that will allow me to make more of these videos. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what other videos you would like to see from me to you. And I think I'll see you on another video. Later!